Two. Good evening and welcome back to the second night of Notre Dame College's The New Play Festival. I'm Pierre Brolt, the Director of Theater Studies here. This festival has made possible by the generous support of the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture and Notre Dame College. This is the second year for the New Play Festival. And what it is we are looking for the next new work for young audiences. So you can help me out after the live stream tonight by clicking the link in the comments and filling out the questionnaire and then just hitting back send. This will allow us here at Notre Dame on picking the winner out of the top 5 finalists for a full production this April. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoy what you love here tonight, make sure to check out our new website, which you can find on www.notredamecollege.edu, and search for the performing arts. That will give you all the up-to-date information and events that we have here at the college. If you yourself are interested in learning more about the major and minors that we have here, or if you yourself would like to become a donor, you can even donate right there online. So thank you so much for coming tonight and signing in, and enjoy the show. Alice in Neverland, a theater for young audiences play by Maggie Lou Rader. Music and lyrics by James Allen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aubrey.
And I'm David.
And we're here with Notre Dame College. We're excited to get the play started, but we have a few things to cover before we do.
There are a lot of characters in this play. However, how many actors do you see on stage? 2. So we're going to use some theatrical magic to help set the scene, make sounds, and make the story come to life. One of the characters I'll be playing is the shadow of Peter Pan. As the shadow, you'll see me moving props, set pieces, and even puppets. You'll also see me make this motion, which means I need volunteers to make the theater magic happen. Now, do you think Peter's shadow talks? Nope. So show me how you can silently let me know you'd like to volunteer. That's right. Sit quietly and raise your hand, and hopefully you'll get to join us on stage.
The character I'm playing is Alice. And in this show, Alice is a detective. To be a good detective, you have to keep a level head, take in all the clues, and use them to come up with a creative solution. There's a name for that kind of detective-like thinking. It's called critical thinking. Do you think you have to be a detective to use critical thinking in your everyday life? Absolutely not. We all have a chance to use critical thinking every single day. As you watch the show, notice how Alice uses her clues to think critically to solve her problem and find a solution.
All right, I think we're ready to start the show. Are you ready to see the show? I said, are you ready to see the play?
Please put your hands together for Alice in Neverland.
Noir music sets the tone for opening of the show. Alice enters and addresses the audience.
Welcome to Wonderland, where the tea is hot, nonsense reigns, and 6 impossible things can happen before breakfast. I'm Alice. You may have heard of me, falling through a rabbit hole, dancing with dodos and such. Now, most of what you've heard is true, and I won't spin you no tales. But a lot has changed since you read about little old Alice in her looking glass. I've matured. I've wised. I'm 13 now. You see, I've grown up, and I don't mean by eating the wrong side of a biscuit. I run the most successful and thorough detective agency in Wonderland. Have you heard of Miss Marple? Sherlock Holmes? Fools. You want to know who ate the oysters, slayed the Jabberwock, or painted the roses red? You call me. It started on a day like any other. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. What I mean was, I was having tea with my rabbit friend. You know, the one terrified of being late.
White Rabbit enters and takes a seat with a cup of tea.
But then again, we live in a land where nonsense reigns, so not many keep to a strict schedule. Well, other than tea time.
Alice takes her seat with the White Rabbit.
And then he asked, why is a raven like a writing desk?
They both stand on legs.
Well,
Poe wrote on both.
Actually,
Neither is made of cheese.
do you mind? Oh, well, now I've forgotten.
Another unsolved mystery for the ages. You seem a bit fatigued today. Worn out, tired.
That's because I stayed up too late. Last night I was fretting about a scheduled date I had this morning. Speaking of which, what day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong! I told him the butter wouldn't suit the works. I don't care if it is the best butter. Oh dear, I shall be too late.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Sorry, that's part of a set.
The white rabbit frequently up and hopped off for fear of being late.
Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting!
It was in that moment when an unexpected visitors came flying into my life.
Tink-type sounds begin off stage. Then, see a light flit around the backdrop from behind until it makes its way on stage to join Alice, manned by Peter's shadow.
It was that flitty fairy figure they call Tinkerbell, Tink for short. Her reputation had spread far and wide as a maker of mischief and a faithful friend to that Pan fellow, Peter Pan from the land of Never. With her was a figure you could barely see unless you looked with your best eyes. He was no brighter than a shadow. In fact, he was a shadow, the shadow of that daring Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell tinks, Peter's gone missing, and Peter's shadow gestures in affirmation.
Wow. Slow down, Tink. Now tell me again. What's happened?
Tinkerbell tinks, Peter has been kidnapped. Peter's shadow gestures in affirmation.
You can't be serious. Peter's been kidnapped? Not the Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell tinks, what did I just say? Can you help or not? Peter's shadow gestures in question.
Well, I can try and help you find...
Tinkerbell tinks, aren't you the world-famous detective? Peter's shadow gestures incredulously.
Yes, I am the world-famous detective, but I...
Tinkerbell tinks, don't you want to help him? Peter's shadow gestures in question.
Yes, of course I want to help. It's just that I...
Tinkerbell tinks, then get your to Neverland and help us. Peter's shadow gestures in anger.
Watch your language, little Miss Tinkety-Tink-Tink.
Tinkerbell invades Alice's space and gets right on her nose, forcing her to lean back. Tinkerbell tinks, we need you. You've got to help us or I'll pop you in the nose. Peter's shadow restrains the angry fairy.
All right. You drive a hard bargain. How could I say no?
Tinkerbell flies around her head, thanking her over and over. Alice moves downstage to talk to the audience. Tinkerbell exits, and Peter's shadow begins to change the set to Neverland.
After her temper was tuckered, Tinkerbell explained the lost kids woke up that morning with no sign of Peter anywhere. No one knew who was behind Peter's disappearance, but one thing was for sure. Neverland was on its head. Without Peter, time in Neverland began to move forward at a very rapid pace, making the lost children grow older, the seasons change, and everyone late to lunch. With time marching on, it wouldn't be long before the boy who wouldn't grow up would be filing taxes and eating lemon-flavored desserts like a common adult. Off to Neverland!
Adventure music is heard as we see Alice take a bite of the cookie and fly back to Neverland with Tink. The music shifts to a more light Neverland tune as we see Peter's shadow come set the stage for the treehouse.
After eating a bite of an incredible shrinking biscuit I got from a wisecracking doorknob a while back, I hitched a ride with the fiery Tink and Peter's shadow back to Neverland. As far as I knew, no one from Wonderland had ever been to Neverland or vice versa until today. I've read about Neverland in storybooks. It was a magical place, lush, green, full of mythical creatures, mermaids, and tick-tocking crocodiles chasing pompous pirates feared in all the 7 seas. It was a beautiful place. However, when I arrived, I sensed that I wasn't alone, that I was somehow being watched. I had no idea where to begin, so I thought I'd have a chat with the last people to have seen Peter Pan before he was napped, kid style. I fought my way through the Never Forest to the Hangman's Tree to the Lost Kids' hideout, the home under the ground to talk to those types who just wouldn't grow up, the Lost Kids.
Where did the other lost kids go? Oh, there you are.
Lost Kid goes to the audience and picks 3 kids to be lost kids with him.
Ow! Whoa, we're growing! It's hurting! Oh, this must be the end!
Lost kid flaps on the ground, seemingly dead.
Oh, mom rats. It's worse than I thought. Stick with me, kid. You're gonna be okay. Kid? Kid! Oh no, he's... You're alive? Holy jub bird, I thought you were a goner.
Hey, no way! We're not worm fruit yet, but we might as well be.
What are you talking about? You're all just darn kids. You've got your whole lives in front of you.
Oh, yeah, we're kids now. Oh, but not for long. Wait, you're Alice. That means Tinkerbell made it and found you and brought you here so you can find Peter. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so bad.
I've had warmer welcomes in my day.
No, I mean, normally we tie you to a tree and make you eat worms or something fun like that. When we lost kids? Yeah! Oh, but we need you, and we're not really feeling up to it, are we? No, see, they feel just as terrible as me.
What's wrong with all of you? Are you sick?
Kinda. See, we all pinky swore we'd never grow up. But now we seem to find ourselves in a hurry to do just that. Ow! Since Peter was taken and time got all fast, now all I want to do is open a savings account.
Well, that's quite responsible of you.
Yeah, responsible, very mature, very grown up. Ugh.
Being a grown-up isn't so bad.
Shut your old moldy flap trap! We need to find Peter and all I want to do is shop around for interest rates, but buy chopstick in bulk, or shower and wash my neck.
Okay. I'm going to find him, but I need to ask you some questions.
All right, I'll try to think and focus. I love the focus. Focusing is my favorite. Oh no, it's starting to take over!
Lost kid now slips in and out of pain-filled kid and mature adult.
Kid, stay with me. Do you know why someone would kidnap Peter?
No idea. All Peter does is make sure we stay young forever, make mischief, and keep Neverland fun for everyone.
But tell me the last thing you remember before Peter went missing. Begin at the beginning and go on till you come to the end, then stop.
Well, last night, we all fell asleep real late.
When?
Midnight? It was after a pillow fight and cheese ball eating contest. I won. I'm the best. My personal best is 93 in a minute.
Focus.
Right. After I fall asleep, you know that place between sleep and awake? That place where you still remember dreaming? I thought I dreamt someone came in and took Peter Pan. When I woke up...
When?
Around 6 a.m. Peter's bed was empty and he was really gone. Bed. Hey, I've got a great idea. Let's brush our teeth and go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Before you do that, tell me, what do you remember about last night? Did you hear someone? Smell something? See anything? Anything at all?
Not a thing. They were in the shadows and absolutely silent. Oh, wait. There was something. They made a sound.
A sound? What kind of sound?
A sound I've heard many times before. A loud tick. With every step,
A tick-tock sound. Now, there's only one creature in Neverland I know that makes a tick-tock sound with every step. Do you know who I'm talking about? That's right. The tick-tocking crocodile that ate Hook's hand.
I hope he washed his hand before he ate it.
But wait a second. Something doesn't make sense.
Speaking of no sense, I got a subscription to Better Homes and Gardens, and let me tell you, the things they do with birds. You lost kids, make a run for it. Save yourselves! Everyone give them a big hand. Ow!
Lost kid leaves stage in pain. Alice moves down stage and noir music plays under Alice's speech.
Something smells fishy, so let's take a step back and think critically. Tick-Tock the crocodile does tick and talk everywhere he goes, but we're underground. And last I checked, a crocodile does not climb a rope ladder very efficiently. Maybe he was working with an accomplice. Either way, I needed to find that croc for a chat and see where he was between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. I know. I'll ask the mermaids. If he went back to the water, they would have seen it all. I've got to chat with a fish. A person. A fish person.
Music begins to play as we see Peter's shadow come on stage and set up Marooner's Rock. He gets 2 student volunteers to hold a blue piece of fabric against the rock as water. He has them wave the water until he grabs the mermaid, who is quite bundled up. Alice enters.
Usually the mermaids swim away from humans faster than a cat in a caucus race. Everyone but Peter Pan, that is. But luck must have been on my side that day.
I spend my days wandering throughout the great blue sea, wondering and pondering how wonderful life can be. I float among the waves and I wave to all the fish. A mermaid's life is perfect save for just one fungus-sized wish. I wish it weren't so cold. My fin's completely frozen. The water is so cold. No, don't even dip your toes in. It's really freaking freezing. I always have the chills. I'm always achoo! It's coming out my gills. I wish I had a sweater or blubber like the whales. Frankly, anything is better than these blasted useless scales. But alas, I can't deny, as the goddess of the sea, there are bigger fish to fry, that poor old frozen me.
Today, I hope to hook the attention of one mer creature. Hooked. You get it? You fish with hooks.
Fish hooks!
Poor choice of words, forgive me. I'm Alice. I'm investigating Peter Pan's kidnapping. Miss...
My name is Miss... But you can call me Marge.
Marge the mermaid. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I have reason to believe you may have information that could lead to Peter Pan's safe homecoming. Is it all right if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, anything to find out. Peter.
Ms. Marge, I'm sorry to deviate from the subject, but are you feeling all right? I've noticed you seem a bit...
Toad!
That's it.
Because I am freezing faster than a fish stick in February. Since Peter went missing and time has thrust forward, stuck in winter. Do you know how hard it is to be a mermaid in winter?
I'm guessing pretty hard?
You bet your sweet anchovy it is! I had to tackle 2 cops and a really angry crab to get this last seaweed blanket. It's crab-shmere.
I am very sorry for the inconvenience, and I want to help, but first I must ask, do you know if a crocodile could climb up and down a rope ladder unassisted?
A rope ladder? What does that have to do with the price of kelp in Calcutta?
Never mind. More importantly, have you seen TikTok the Croc since last night?
No, I haven't seen him. Why are you looking for him? TikTok doesn't have anything against Peter Pan.
Last night, between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m., one of the lost kids heard a TikTok sound when Peter was kidnapped. If you hadn't seen TikTok, do you know where he might be?
Not necessarily, but if you find Hook, you find him.
Brilliant! TikTok is always chasing after the dastardly devil Hook, whose hand he's got a crazy craving for.
Sure, lady, just please find Peter and bring back Summer!
Mermaid jumps into the water and goes backstage.
That would explain everything. It was Captain Hook who committed the crime, and the lost kids only heard TikTok's sound because the crocodile was lurking nearby. Plus, Hook is the only creature in Neverland with a motive or a reason to hurt Peter. I was close. I knew it. But I couldn't shake that feeling that I was somehow being watched, tracked, observed. I could feel it in my toes, but when I looked around, there was no one to be seen. No time to worry about that. I needed to find the dastardly Hook.
Suddenly, something pulls Alice underneath the water as music gets more intense. Alice goes backstage. Peter's shadow has the kids stand and hold the water up. Alice swims back on stage. It looks like she's underwater. During this monologue, Peter's shadow has fish swimming off swim on and off stage to investigate Alice. We hear underwater sounds during the next speech.
Now I was sure of it. Someone was after me, trying to get me to push up daisies, kick the bucket, swim with the fishes. So to speak, the tide had pulled me away from Mermaid Lagoon and into open water, far away from the safety of shore. I could have panicked, but I didn't. I realized if someone was trying to throw me off the scent, I must be on the right track. Curiouser and curiouser. I had to be close, but in this moment, I was a fish out of water, except I'm not, and I wasn't. I had to find a way out of this pickle, and in a hurry. Then it hit me.
A large fishing hook is thrown over the backdrop and hits Alice in the head. Alice has a light bulb moment. She grabs a passing fish, throws it on the hook, pulls, and is pulled up above the surface of the water. She goes backstage. Fun piratey music plays, and we hear a tick-tock sound. Hook enters with tick-tock.
Well, Poop, isn't this a sad state for the Jolly Roger? Isn't it, TikTok? If they don't need us, we don't need them. We'll get a new crew.
Hook goes out in the audience and gets 3 kids, one to hold the flag, one to hold tick-tock sound maker, and one to hold a steering wheel.
As for me, I'm in charge of catching dinner. Oh, this crew, this new... Oh boy, I'm gonna butch. She's a real fighter, this one. Yes, she's gonna be 100 pounds. We'll eat well for days, no, weeks, years, maybe. See, we are good for something. Shiver me timbers. Here she comes, tick-tock.
Alice, still holding the hook, falls on the deck with a plop, and we hear...
What? A little girl? We can't eat her.
Tick-tock growls and seems like he might charge.
No, Tick, we can't eat her. One girl is of more use than 20 boys.
Tick-tock looks disappointed.
Hold it right there. I'm not just any little girl. My name is Alice, from Wonderland, and I must warn you, I'm not to be trifled with. I fought off a crazed queen, a whiny king, and a whole deck full of really angry playing cards in one fell swoop, and I could flatten you flatter than a flitter with nothing more than this flounderfish. I'm investigating the napping of Peter Pan, and I believe you're the saltwater scoundrel I'm looking for.
Well, that's just unnecessarily hurtful, isn't it, TikTok?
Tick-tock comforts him.
Oh, wait, he's comforting you? You hate each other. I mean, TikTok, you ate his hand.
Tick-tock cowers in shame.
That was before.
Wasn't expecting that, but nevertheless, I'm on a mission and I will crack this case. I have reason to believe you sport. Okay, what is going on here?
Oh, sorry. My apologies. It's a bit of a sensitive subject. When winter set in, a bunch of the crew thought it would be fun to start an ice hockey team.
That's one way to turn lemons into lemonade.
Yeah, really painful, hurtful, self-doubting lemonade.
Hook and Alice sway on the ship. Hook addresses the person holding the wheel.
To keep the course straight! Simpleton.
What's painful about starting a hockey team?
Well, the crew put my friend, my best friend, in charge of the team, and oh, it hurts too much.
What did he do?
He was picking his team from all of us, so I waited and waited, waiting to be picked. One by one, every pirate found themselves on a team. Everyone, that is, but me, because with this hook, how could I ever own a stick?
Surely that's not the reason.
They called me Hooky Hockey Hack.
Well, that's not very nice.
Better than what they used to call me in elementary school.
What do they call you in elementary?
Dodgeball dunce.
Wow, those kids.
Dribble dweeb.
Seriously.
Ping pong punky poo-poo.
Oh boy. There. It's all right. You have so many skills. No one is tougher, scarier than you are, Hook.
Not anymore. Now I'm just an oversized small roaster without a fire.
Hook and Alice sway on the ship. Hook addresses the person holding the wheel.
Are you out of your mind? Stop trying to sink us, Molly Brown.
And wait, let's go back. How did you two become friends?
Tic-Tac cowers in shame.
We bonded because we are the only two poor beasts who can't hold hockey sticks. Look at these tiny hands.
Wait, that explains everything. If you're friends now, Tic-Tac wasn't standing by to eat you. He was standing by to help you. I knew he couldn't do it alone. He was your accomplice in kidnapping Peter Pan from the home under the ground.
Peter's gone missing.
Don't play dumb. Peter's been taken, time's on its head, and that's why Neverland was thrust into winter.
We had no idea. We thought someone left their freezer open.
So, you didn't know about Peter's kidnapping? Where were you last night between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m.?
Well, that's a difficult question to
If you
answer.
can tell me where you were last night, it would mean you have an alibi, and that would prove you didn't do it.
We would never go underground. We're creatures of the sea. Isn't that proof enough?
You've got to tell me where you were if you want your names cleared.
Tic-Tac pulls at Hook's clothes.
Oh, right. I'll tell you, but don't think any less of us. See, we were so hurt by our friend passing us over for the team, we wanted to get even, take revenge. So last night, at the stroke of midnight, we snaked into their locker room and we changed out their pucks for frozen blocks of mermaid poop.
Mermaid poop?
Mermaid poop! We're not proud of it. And we're sorry we did it, but that's where we were last night.
Can you prove it?
Well, my former best friend caught us and gave us a stern talking to all night. Oh, we didn't leave until 7 a.m.
Who is your former best friend?
It's me.
It's who?
It's me.
It's you?
It's me!
Sir, you can't be your own alibi!
No, my former best friend is Smee. You know, short, pudgy pirate with massive amounts of unearned confidence.
Oh, it is Smee.
Yes, you got it.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. If you have an alibi, I'm back at square one. My prime suspects have been cleared and I have no more leads.
Oh, I guess that's true. We're sorry we weren't the kidnappers.
And I'm sorry you're not on the hockey team. It's a terrible feeling being left out.
Oh, it really is.
But that doesn't make it okay to pull tricks on those that hurt your feelings.
We know. And we really are sorry. We apologized all night long because we did a terrible thing. I don't think they'll ever want to talk to us ever again, much less my teammates out of us.
You won't know until you try. It's scary to face those you've hurt, but be brave and try.
You're right! The worst he can do is say no!
Hook and Alice sway on the ship. Hook addresses the person holding the wheel.
That's it! Crew, you're dismissed.
Sits the volunteers down.
Give them a big...
Hook and Tic-Tac jump ship and we hear a splash. Alice comes down stage for her speech.
I was thrilled for Hook and Tic-Tac and that they had found a silver lining to their situational cloud. However, my sky is grayer than ever. Peter had no enemies other than Captain Hook, and he had just been cleared. All the clues led me to Tic-Tac, but he had an alibi as well. Who else would want to hurt Peter Pan? Everyone in Neverland loves him. Maybe he ran away? No, he would never risk growing up. Plus, he'd never leave Tink and the lost kids to fend for themselves. I hit a wall, a dead end. I followed the clues to my prime suspects only for the trail to go cold. I had failed. What a terrible feeling. I can't tell Tinkerbell or Peter's Shadow. At best, they'll be mad. Or worse, they'll be disappointed. I can't face them, not now. I'm too ashamed, embarrassed, scared. Someone will have to find Peter. I'm going home.
Sad noir music begins. Tinkerbell and Peter's shadow peek out from around the curtain to see Alice leave. They know all hope is lost and go backstage. The set goes back to Wonderland. Alice comes back.
I was feeling lower than the two of clubs in a room full of aces. How could I have been so wrong? I let down Tinkerbell, all of Neverland, and worst of all, I let down myself. I failed, and now Neverland would be stuck in a perpetual winter with a bunch of grown-up lost kids investing in the stock market and willingly eating their vegetables. Oh yeah, this is my rock bottom.
Cheshire Cat appears.
Why the long face?
Oh, it's you.
Mostly.
I'm not in the mood for your madness, Cheshire Cat. Not today.
I'm not mad. My reality is just different than yours.
Not today.
How about tomorrow then?
Not tomorrow either.
And not today, not tomorrow. Will you be in the mood for madness on Wednesday?
What do you want, Cheshire Cat?
I always come to you when you're feeling lost. So lost you must feel. Yet you seem perfectly found to me. So are you lost or found?
I don't really know.
Where are you trying to be?
I don't know.
And it doesn't matter much where you go, but now you're going nowhere, which won't get you much of anywhere last I checked. So I ask again, why the long face? Cat got your tongue?
I couldn't find Peter Pan, and I never will.
And never is an awfully long time.
You really know how to make a detective feel better.
I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to make you better.
Well, please stop.
I'd rather not. Who could find Peter other than you? And how can you find him sitting in your office sulking?
I'm not sulking.
You're sulking.
I'm not sulking.
You're sulking if I've ever seen a sulker, sulking sulk.
Fine. I'm sulking.
But why?
Because I want to.
But why?
Because I feel like it.
But why?
Because I failed. I'm sulking because I failed, and now Peter Pan is gone forever.
There we are, the heart of the matter. You failed, and now you feel stuck, sad, lost. Am I right?
Right you are.
Oh, I knew that already. But now that we're actually talking about the issue at hand, rather than talking circles around it, it's okay to be sad, especially when you try your best and fail at something important. But what isn't okay is giving up when someone needs you. And right now, Peter needs you more than ever. The way I see it, you can either keep sulking, Peter will stay lost, and Neverland will be perpetually stuck in winter.
Or
what?
I can keep sulking, or...
Oh, I have no idea, but I bet you do. I'll go back to the beginning. I bet the answer is closer than you realize.
Cheshire Cat disappears.
He was right.
And I'm taking this cup of pity tea.
He was right.
Say bye to your sulking stool.
He was right.
It's awfully warm for a jacket. What did you want to...
Back off, Cheshire.
You do you, girl. You do you.
He was right. I didn't know what to do. I had been so afraid of failing that I was scared to try again. But I had to be brave because my friends needed me. There are so many different types of bravery. There's the bravery of thinking of others before oneself. And I needed to be brave now more than ever. I had to jump back in, head first, and think critically until I found something, anything that would lead me back to Peter Pan. Then it hit me. Something the Cheshire Cat had said. Go back to the beginning. I bet the answer is closer than you realize. Think, Alice, think. Go back to the beginning, to my very first clue. What sound did the lost kids hear that night? A tick-tock sound, that's right. I'd assumed it was Tick-Tock the crocodile, but if it wasn't him, maybe it was something else that makes a tick-tock sound. What device has a ticking sound? A clock! But why would someone carry a noisy clock when doing something sneaky like kidnapping Peter Pan? Someone would only carry a noisy clock with them during the act of kidnapping if they were worried about being on time. Who on earth would be that worried about being late for a date of some sort? And it hit me. I knew who had Peter, and the answer, in fact, was hopping here in Wonderland the whole time.
Alice exits as we hear adventure-type noir music with a tick-tock sound. The trunk is sat on its end on stage, and we hear something fighting to get out. Then the white rabbit appears, holds the trunk still, checks his pocket watch, and snaps it shut.
Right on time. I mean me, of course. And you should only have a few more minutes before you turn into... Oh, I can't say it. Yes, I can. A grown-up!
Something struggles from inside the trunk.
Oh, keep fighting. It won't do you one bit of good.
Something muffled is asked from the trunk.
Or will I let you go? Nah, I like you right where you are. Oh, haven't you heard about Neverland?
Something muffled is asked from the trunk.
Oh, of course you haven't. Oh, it's going just terribly. Time is marching forward. Those brats are growing up at an incredible rate, and all those mermaids will soon be frozen fishes. It's wonderful!
Something muffled is said from the trunk.
Why did I do this? I've had enough of you, Peter Pan, with your flagrant disregard for the concept of time. Never grow up, eh? Who do you think you are to ignore, no, defy the single greatest force that exists in our universe? Ha! Time is moving forward now, and you will never interfere again. Never!
A muffled sneeze from the trunk.
Gesundheit. Hello, Alice. Well done. And I must say you are right on time. And I do value punctuality.
You were expecting me?
I was indeed. I knew it was only a matter of time until you solved the mystery. You are a very clever girl, after all. And you never could mind your own business.
If everyone minded their own business, the world would go around a great deal faster than it does.
Yes! Thank you! That's what I've been saying all along!
It was you following me in Neverland, wasn't it?
Correct!
And it was you who pulled me under the water in Mermaid Cove, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sorry about that.
And it was you who kidnapped Peter Pan, wasn't it?
My goodness! You're more clever than I thought!
Why would you do this? You were always such a shy, sweet rabbit. What could have driven you to kidnap Peter?
Oh, I did just explain it to him. But I'll catch you up to speed. How would you feel if you devoted your whole life, your entire existence, to maintaining the order of time, and one boy, one child, managed to freeze it, just so we wouldn't have to grow up? Not anymore! He's mere moments away from being a grown-up for good, and time will move forward forever!
Forever is a very long time, Rabbit.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
Time is chasing after us all. But maybe it doesn't have to.
How do you mean?
I mean, you've been so focused on that watch your entire life, you've forgotten to play, explore, live!
So, who needs to play and explore when you can watch the hands slowly tick forward, tick by talk?
I bet you never even had a real bunnyhood, did you?
Bunnyhood?
Yes, bunnyhood.
I don't want to talk about that.
I think you do, though. What happened in your bunnyhood to make you so obsessed with time?
Nothing happened. I just like being on time.
I think you're telling the whole truth. Something happened, something big, something that stuck with you for the entire rest of your life. What was it?
It's nothing.
Tell me, Rabbit!
I was late for a very important date. It was the first day of school, and I was so excited I pressed my favorite sweater vest, shined my cufflinks.
Oh, yes, very kid-like.
But I had to wait on my siblings. All 927 of them. Oh, by the time I got to school, it had already started. When I walked in, the principal was giving an assembly, and everyone turned and looked at me. That's when it happened.
What happened?
It was the Mad Hatter, who was always a jokester. When the room went quiet and everyone looked at me, he pointed right at me and yelled, "Don't you have a watch, Tardy Hardy?" For the next 12 years, my classmates called me Tardy Hardy and checked to see if I had a watch.
That was
which I always did.
Terrible thing for the Mad Hatter to do.
It was!
And I'm sure it hurt your feelings.
It did!
But don't you see? You've been so obsessed with time. Think of all the things you've missed. When was the last time you counted the stars, or smelled the flowers, or played croquet with the queen?
Nope, she beheads you if you beat her. Okay.
Yeah, bad example. Heard it the moment I said it. My point is, obsessing over time won't bring your bunnyhood back or take that memory away. And you know what? Kidnapping Peter won't either. All you're doing is disrupting Neverland, not to mention taking away the bunnyhoods or childhoods of the Peter Pan and the lost kids.
Oh my goodness. You're right.
White Rabbit hits trunk.
What have I done?
White Rabbit hits trunk.
I've got to undo this.
White Rabbit raises arm.
Peter's still in there.
We must get Peter Pan home before he grows up.
Yes, that's the spirit.
Hold this for me.
White Rabbit gives her the watch.
I've got a flower to smell.
White Rabbit leaves in a hurry because, he's got to change to Peter and get in the box.
To the told you would. The flowers there are simply marvelous. Now, to get Peter Pan out and back home and close this case for good.
Alice tries to carry Trunk off stage.
Oh my goodness, that's heavy. Don't worry, Peter. We'll get you out of there in a jiffy.
Alice finally gets Trunk off stage and drops it.
Oh, this is ridiculous. You can fly.
Magic is heard as Peter Pan runs on stage playing, Alice chasing him.
Peter? Wait, where did you go? I mean it, young man. We don't have time for this. Kids, where did he go? Peter, that's disgusting. Peter, look. Shiny.
Oh, the cleverness of you.
Well, thanks. I doubted myself for a while, but I decided I had to be brave and keep trying. Now you've got to get back to Neverland and set things straight.
Neverland, where dreams are born and time is never planned.
You know the way. Second star to the right and straight on till morning. I guess this is hello and goodbye.
Never say goodbye, because goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting.
Then I won't say goodbye. Instead, I'll say, go to bed, young man.
Nonsense! Young kids should never be sent to bed. They always wake up a day older, and then before you know it, they're grown.
You're right. Instead, I'll say, get back to Neverland before you grow up.
Aye, aye, Captain. All I need is a little faith, trust, and pixie dust. Up and away!
Peter Pan flies away backstage while Alice waves.
So that's how it happened. The case was closed. Peter Pan returned to Neverland, bringing with him summer, eternal childhood, and unending joy. The pirates disbanded their hockey team since all the ice had melted, so Hook and Tick-Tock formed a water polo league and made sure every pirate found a place on the team.
We hear a splash whistle and a loud piratey,
It's your serve!
The mermaids welcomed back welcomed back summer, and eventually all the crabs forgave them for stealing the seaweed blankets.
we see the mermaid peek out from behind the curtain to sing.
I'm flipping on sunshine. And don't it feel warm? Hey!
The lost kids grew back down, but luckily bought low and sold high and are now Wall Street moguls living off interest. They're the youngest millionaires in Neverland, Wonderland, or any land.
We hear the Wall Street opening bell ring with sounds of ticking and tying, and we hear,
Buy, sell, cheese ball eating contest to determine who wins.
The White Rabbit abandoned his pocket watch and began to smell the roses. Literally. He decided to make up for lost time and he moved to Neverland, where he frolicked and hopped in a forest, smelling roses just all the time. Like, seriously, you can't stop.
Now, I always try to be a little kinder than is necessary.
And me? My agency became so popular after solving the case of Peter Pan, I had to expand and bring on an assistant. Maybe you know him?
Peter's shadow comes out.
All right, Shadow. Tweedledee's mulberry bush was destroyed last night, and Tweedledum's not talking. Are you ready for the case? Good, because we're in the big leagues. No child's play. You're still here? Oh, right. A moral. Everything's got a moral, if only you can find it. Sometimes life can be scary or hard, and it's tempting to give up. But, as a wise grown-up once said, there are many types of bravery. See if you can find yours.
Noir music plays out of the show as Alice puts on her hat and leaves. End of play.